I'll show you some options we have here, some things that are new to me in web development. Let me get that out there. So you know about what hover do, if it hovers, active, target. I really only use these three. I use these if I'm dealing actually with the form, or a link for these two. But these are form elements. If you're not working with forms, don't worry about it. And I can show the effects later on the actual page. But that's nothing. So that's hover. We know about adding a class. Do this. Okay, you can add a class called do this, and it'll put it right there on the element. And what does that remove? That removes it. So you can, what this does is takes a class off, and it'll remove all the attributes. So click this, and then click .cls for class right after the hover, and then select the class to remove it. Toggle. This is the new class, which does nothing because I haven't added anything yet. And there it goes right here. So whenever you have two classes describing one element, when you're in the CSS file, you do have to put these together. So this is like peanut butter and jelly. You got a sandwich you're trying to eat, you got to put peanut butter and jelly. Right now it's just peanut butter on one bread and jelly on the other. It's not the complete sandwich, and this does nothing. You have to put it together, and it does it automatically. You have to put it together in order for this class, this do class, to take effect. Intro will already take effect for whatever intro is, but for the new class, if you add a second class, you have to put the two classes together in your CSS file. That's why your CSS is not working. So I'm going to remove that. That's nothing. That's nothing. What I really wanted to get to, add a new rule. That's the same thing. Adding a new rule just does the same thing. It doesn't even add a new class. Just a new rule. Color. Favorite color blue. Boom. Okay. Filter, because I got this. And if I look at it, now it's blue. Okay. So we're not worried about any of that. How do you delete it? We're just going through the sidebar of inspect. It won't delete it. So don't worry about that. We can use that later. It won't delete it. I'm not worried about it. Okay, so I really want to get to this light color scheme. I do have light and dark, but it won't toggle it. So then I clicked over here, and it's just funny like that. I guess whatever, it'll do it for you. This is something new. Print media queries. So when you're printing, you don't want the whole black background to be printed. That's going to waste your ink, right? So we want to print only certain few elements on the page, and that's the print media query. Not to get too much into detail, but to tell you just what you need to know for this Firefox inspector. So toggle print media simulation for the page, and it does that. I didn't know that was there. So they're adding new things. Of course, let me show you some other things. Console. It's like JavaScript things that's going on, maybe. I just be clicking on a lot of stuff. Debugger. I never really mess with debugger. See if I can show you. Never really mess with debugger. Console. Never really mess with console. Okay. So we're going to go back to inspector. There we go. Layout, tells you exactly what you need to know. This has a width of this. There's a padding of 30 on all sides. There's a border width of 1px to the top, 2px to the left, and nothing on the right. So I have a top and left border just to make it that box shadow effect. Padding just to separate the words from the top of the box left. Make everything nice. And I also have a, what else, margin, the space between this element and the next element. So margin will probably be 0, auto. So 0 is, the first half is up, down, the next is left, right. And that's how I do all of my coding. So if I have 4 sizes for one element, top, it'll be in this order: top, right, bottom, left, top, right, bottom, left. It's just, if it's only 2, it's top, bottom, then the next one is right, left, for right, left. And that's how you shorten the code. So this is saying 0 auto. So I want the line heights or whatever to be 0, which there's CSS for line height. And then I want the left, right to be auto, so it'll be in the center. Okay, automatic. And we could probably change that, can't we? Yeah, we can. Didn't know that. We could change all of it. So these are new things that they're adding in. This wasn't here 3-4 years ago. Computed tells you everything that is affecting the element you're selecting. So there's all of these things that's selecting this element and applying their attributes upon the element. What I usually get from this is I go here for a last resort to see what the heck is contributing to whatever is going on that I don't want to happen. What is affecting it? So we got, basically I use the size, the font family, just to see what size it is, because a lot of times it deals with EM or PX or calculation. So we're going to use this to see exactly what size, and it will tell you body. So it's applied to the body for this element. It gets its size from the body, and the body is 12px. Therefore, the font size of this element is 12px. Is it the same for the color? No. So this says the body is gray, light, which is a variable I added in the root CSS, and this is from silver from the actual element. If it didn't use this, then it'll use this on the same page. If not that, if it wasn't on the same page or an external style sheet, then it will use the next one, which is an external style sheet. And this is the order of what do you call it? Order of precedence. And then we have the root, which is the canvas text, which is probably that right here. That's probably the root. I've been using groove and ridge lately just to get away from solid and dashed. And it tells you exactly where it's at. So there should be no, you guys need to use these things. Changes and show things that I've changed. See, that's new. Computed, or what is this? I wish they would let me scroll over to see. It says, what does it say? Compatibility. So they'll let you know what it's compatible with. I would have used this yesterday for the scroll bar. There's a new thing that you could change the scroll bar. I think it's called scroll bar color or something like that. And it's beautiful. Just dropped like 2 versions ago. 2019 was when the article was written, but yeah, I didn't know. I was sleeping on it. Before then, you had to use JavaScript or the browser effects. And then the rest is just fonts and animation. Not going to get too much into that. Compatibility. I'm not moving it. Now there it goes again. What's it doing? What is that? See? Something I don't know. But let's go back to the rules. And style editor. It'll take you to the actual sheet. Here we go. And you can you add stuff in. Will it save it like that? I'm pretty sure it'll save until you refresh. Yeah, so it's here to be fluid for you, to let you do what you want to do. This is what that looks like. So this is the style editor. And we're going to go back to, oops, inspector. Okay, now I'm on inspector.